So this is the week where Kevin McCarthy is seeking the nomination for Speaker of the House. Speaker of the House, very important right-hand person to the president, helps funnel legislation up and back from the Senate to the executive branch, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. They can choose what is prioritized, what isn't prioritized, what's put up for a vote, what's not put up for a vote. And it looks like in the first time since the Civil War, we're going to a round 2 and maybe round 3 and maybe round 4 and who knows how many rounds, because Kevin McCarthy does not have the votes from his own party to clinch the nomination. So let's look at why the hell that is, what is going on. Again, it's going to get a little wonky, but hey, let them fight. What has unfolded over the last 2 months, according to CNN, is an all-out scramble for the speakership, which has taken the form of strategy sessions with close allies on and off Capitol Hill, intense negotiations over rules changes, and nonstop phone calls with members, even pro-McCarthy robocalls in some of the holdout districts. Hi, I always was for the coup. I'm Kevin McCarthy. Antifa attacked the Capitol on January 6th. No doubt about it. Anyway, I'm just imagining those robocalls. His team is hopeful that things will fall into place after they've released a final rules package late Sunday evening, which formalize the concessions he has agreed to, and are betting the opposition will fold on the floor. Oh, but you bet wrong. Chloe, not sure if you've been following. I wouldn't. If I were you, I would chill in your mystic corner or whatever fun space, a beautiful bathroom, whatever it is of your house. But Kevin McCarthy, we're on I think vote number 3.
Mm-hmm.
He has failed 2 votes. There are many Republicans, more than a dozen, who believe that Kevin McCarthy is not extreme enough. Now, you have to know that Donald Trump supports Kevin McCarthy. What do you think about that? What does that signal to you that he is not as extreme? In fact, what is happening right now is that Jim Jordan, which is another representative, Jim Jordan, right? He is lobbying his party to vote for McCarthy, while at the same time, others are lobbying the party to vote for Jim Jordan. So it's like a hot potato nobody really wants, except Kevin McCarthy really wants to hold that goddamn potato.
Yeah. Yeah. It's kind of like Dead Man Walking. It's like he has the stench of Trump on him. And now with all the stuff that's come out, now that the January 6th discoveries has come out, all 800 and something pages, people are like, oh, wow, if we just separate Trump from us, we can still keep going. I think that's what the Republican Party is trying to do. So they're trying to say, we believe in McCarthy because he's supposed to be a tried and true Republican. But you have these outliers, these extremists who are saying, no, he's not one of us. And the Republicans know that the small party, that small group of extremists, have more Americans who are willing to do volatile acts in order to support their will. And so it's kind of like they're on a tightrope. And I want them to fight it out. I want them
Sure.
I want that infighting to just decimate the party and they have to come back anew. But they can't even do that because when they have the opportunity to get rid of a George Santos, they won't even kick him out.
No,
So if
they
you
need
can't
his
even
vote.
yeah. So if you can't even separate yourself from a bold-faced liar and bring back a little shred of dignity to your party, then y'all might as well just full on Jerry Springer fight it out.
Yes, absolutely. I want to see chairs flying. I want to see there. I mean, I do think the House of Commons is more fun because everyone's like, here, how dare you? There's a lot of
Yes.
that. But I think look, I got to hand it to McCarthy for walking a line between condemning Trump and Trumpism and the coup, but actually never condemning Trump or Trumpism or the
Mm-hmm.
coup. Like we all know that he was trying to get Trump to call off his dogs on the day of, but he's completely disavowed that he ever did that. You got Marjorie Taylor Greene going did the Holocaust happen? What about the Jewish space lasers and all that shit? And Kevin McCarthy says nothing. George Santos, again, another point of there is no leadership. The leadership is leading from behind. And sadly, in the MAGA world, that is the most extreme person. I will just go wherever the most extreme person in the base, armed to the teeth. Yeah, will you vote for me? Cool. We'll just go along with that. But it is interesting. You wonder what's going to happen. the sort of how this could shake down is far more complicated than I understand. But it seems like he probably at the end of the day will be voted in, but it could also fall to some obscure Republican no one's ever really heard of, some old crusty like Tales of the Crypt dude that they keep. He's basically in a jar at this point. Are like, hey, you want to be speaker? And he's like, yeah. I still don't understand that. Like, even though Hakeem Jeffries has more votes at this point, again, the Democratic leader, why that fool wouldn't just be speaker? Why is he just not speaker? I'm sure the chat will correct me on this, and I know I don't understand enough. But I'm like, I understand they don't have the majority, but could it be Hakeem Jeffries? Would the Republicans fuck this up to the point where they would hand it over to Jeffries? We'll see. And who are those Republicans, right? 9 Republicans. There's more than that. They were not sold on all of, basically on what McCarthy promised to do. Some of the things that he promised to do would launch an impeachment inquiry into Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas, and vowing not to take up any bills from any GOP senators who back the massive year-end spending packages, both top priorities of the right. So can you imagine if you were a Republican and you voted for like much needed federal assistance to your state? I will not bring up anything that you want for a vote. Like, I will completely ignore that. Like, imagine the disdain and the hatred of the American people to do that. Anyway, so these are the things he's offering them. He's like, yeah. And we're going to start like a Jewish space lasers committee, Marjorie. And like, oh my God, Lauren, you can start up your failed restaurant shooters. You can start that up in the Capitol. Yeah. Every year on January 6th, we'll do a reenactment of the riots.
You know that's coming. You know that's coming. You know that is coming. In like 20, 25 years, that if we're still seeing it, that this is going to be a bunch of old beer belly white guys huffing and puffing up a small hill like they're storming the Capitol, wearing
who would you want to play?
Oh my gosh, I'm playing the actual guard who's like, I'm shooting these motherfuckers. I don't care what y'all tell me. I'm shooting them. We shooting them. They coming near me. I'm shooting them. We shooting them. Okay, is that because it's my job, right? Okay, go.
So good. She's just like, no, I'm the person who shot Ashley Babbitt. Sorry.
Yeah. Yep. Doing my job.
What's going on, Frantifa? If you haven't already, subscribe to this channel right now. Hit that button. And also, you can become a patron and support the show every single week. Get access to bonus episodes and exclusive merchandise. Patreon.com/Bitchuation Room. Do it.